Welcome back to Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Today we'll be discussing Manchester City and their hopes of a quadruple. Pep Guardiola has been thriving at Manchester City for the past few seasons. However, the Champions League has eluded them. We will discuss that and more in tonight's episode. But before we begin, let me say thank you to our sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Follow them on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping or email them at quickshipping@gmail.com. RS Sports Store, get in the game. Follow them on Instagram at RS Sports Store. CSA Shop, located in the heart of Mandeville. CSA Shop, be free, be confident. Follow them on Instagram at CSA Shop or email them at csashop@aol.com. Now, earlier in the week, the Champions League semi-finalists were decided. Real Madrid will go up against Chelsea, while Manchester City will go up against PSG. PSG, mind you, were last year's finalists. Can Manchester City achieve the quadruple this season? They will become only the second British team to achieve such a feat and the first English team. Celtic did it in 1967. Now, Pep Guardiola has done everything right so far this season. If Pep Guardiola is to achieve the quadruple this season, he will first need to get past Thomas Tuchel and a rejuvenated Chelsea team. Manchester City will obviously go into this game as favourites, as is the case for most games that they play. But Pep Guardiola needs to strike a balance between overthinking and respecting the opponent. It has been his downfall for the past few seasons, and I think if he gets this balance right this season, a quadruple could very well be on the cards for the noisy neighbours. Chelsea have been resolute, they look determined, they look the part. They reflect Thomas Tuchel's ideas, and although he can do the gegenpress and the heavy metal football, he can also be very conservative. And Manchester City, they need to understand this. They need to appreciate it and they need to act accordingly. 3 of the next 4 games in all competitions for Manchester City are knockout games. Now, Pep Guardiola needs to treat each and every one of these games as if it were a final. That is the only way they're going to achieve a quadruple this season. The difference between a treble and a quadruple may very well be one very costly mistake. The players need to have their heads screwed on. What we saw on the weekend from John Stones against Leeds is totally unacceptable. His lack of discipline and reluctance to understand his role as the primary centre-half on the day cost City 3 points. And I think it's mistakes like these that Pep Guardiola's men cannot afford to make if they are planning on achieving the unthinkable. We've seen some very, very well put together English teams over the past decade or two, or even to stretch the blanket a bit further in the era of the English Premier League. But if Manchester City were to go all the way this season and cop all 4 trophies that are up for grabs, I think they may very well go down as the best team ever in the English Premier League era. Pep Guardiola has already been touted as the greatest manager to have ever done it, but we still have to respect the opponents that they'll be up against. And PSG will be a totally different animal from the Borussia Dortmund team that they were up against earlier this week. A team filled with not only superstars, but winners. Winners who've been to the final of the Champions League and who've tasted defeat at the finals. Having said this, I think these players are hungrier than Manchester City and may very well be the most significant challenge standing between Manchester City and the pinnacle of the Champions League. Whether Pep Guardiola will be able to replicate what he did in Spain, I think it's very much possible. Going up against Tottenham Hotspur and Jose Mourinho in the Carabao Cup final, no easy feat. But Manchester City will go into that one favourites. Jose Mourinho will have a trick or two up his sleeve, as always. Against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final, that too a tricky tie, but Manchester City again goes into that one favourites. PSG in the Champions League, most significant of them all. The City has been the best team in England this season. They are currently 11 points ahead of Manchester United in second, and should Manchester United get past Burnley this weekend, then that lead would have been cut to 8 points. Is the English Premier League title race still on? I don't think so. I think it's already City's to lose, and as such the focus should be shifted elsewhere. Not saying they should give up all hope in the English Premier League because it's dusted and they should get complacent, but that one is already in the bag in my opinion. As such, the attention should be placed on the Champions League. Kylian Mbappe and Neymar had great games against Bayern Munich, and I think their confidence would have been done a world of good having gotten past last year's champions in the quarterfinal round. Now, going up against Manchester City will be the tougher tie of the two semi-finals, and as such, I think all eyes will be on that game. If Pep Guardiola and Manchester City can get past PSG, the same PSG team that has already beaten Barcelona and Bayern Munich, I think they should be set in achieving the Champions League crown. Although the domestic cups that are up for grabs will prove difficult to attain as well, I think getting past Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final and Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup final shouldn't be too difficult for a Manchester City team that is star-studded, to say the least. They will go into these games by far favourites. Having said this, I think the most difficult aspect of these games will be the burden of expectation placed on this Manchester City team. Are they capable of achieving the unthinkable? I think so. I think they have the talent, they have the potential, they have the players, and most of all, they have the manager. A manager that has been there and done that, albeit in Spain. Will the rest time between games prove a significant factor? Personally, I don't think so. Manchester City has a squad of 23 players that can walk into any team in the English Premier League. And as a result, they should be able to rotate and cope with the fixture list that they have ahead of them. For the next 20 days or so, they'll be playing a game every 2 to 3 days. That is what squads are prepared for. That is what Pep Guardiola prepared his squad for all season. And that is why we've been seeing rotations week in, week out. The big question on everyone's lips, will Manchester City be able to achieve the unthinkable, the quadruple this season? Personally, I don't think so. I think whereas they have all the tools to achieve such a feat, they will fall short and they will lose one of these knockout games, which will eventually result in a treble instead of a quadruple. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any feedback whatsoever, leave it in the comment section. See you Monday night on Instagram Live for a ball talk. Norando Brown here saying, until next time.